The United States is largely monolingual. In fact, only about 15 to 20% of Americans consider themselves bilingual, compared to the 56% of Europeans surveyed in 2006 by the European Commission. Now, this statistic is a very important one. It is important to understand the level of education students in the United States are getting compared to other countries. Individuals may want the same level of education or possibly even a higher level of education. Education prepares individuals for their future endeavors. Now, in Utah, many men and women go on to serve missions for their church. On these missions, they may have the opportunity to learn a second language. It has been found that learning a second language at a younger age is easier and has positive lasting effects. This effectiveness can be seen and demonstrated in an article on European countries that stated, on average, in 2009 and 10, 60% of lower secondary education students were learning 2 or more languages. European countries continue to implement this learning of multiple languages on a very high average. Now, unfortunately, bilingualism is a blessing that is not widespread in the United States. Although there are many benefits to learning 2 languages at a young age, I would like to cover the following 3 benefits: emotional health by gaining confidence, expansion of brain functions, and the benefits of searching for employment after school. These 3 topics will be vital to understanding how learning multiple languages can be beneficial to an individual. One way the United States could continue to implement this form of learning is through dual immersion programs. Now, I want to address the first point by stating that these schools have the ability to potentially create a sense of self-worth and accomplishment in these students. In an article written by Amelia Friedman, it was stated that Bill Rivers, one of the country's most prominent language lobbyists, points to significant evidence that students in dual language programs outperform their peers in reading and math by 4th grade, regardless of their race and socioeconomic status. If students can perform at a higher level due to their education in school, they may gain a better image of themselves and what they believe they can accomplish. Additionally, if this is because of the integration of a second language, individuals may see reason to encourage further implementation of these programs at a wider scale. Although language lobbyists have been able to see benefits for the students, it most likely does not come without some hard work on the side of the student. The work that the students put in to learn a second language may give the confidence, and they may believe in themselves that they can accomplish hard things. The increase in ability to converse with more people by learning a second language does not come without challenges. The potential challenges may reside in the thought process of these young children. The second point I would like to discuss is the student's potential brain development. The article, The Cognitive Benefits of Being Bilingual, states that because both of the bilingual person's language systems are always active and competing, the person uses these control mechanisms every time he or she speaks or listens. This constant practice strengthens the control mechanism and changes the associated brain regions. Now, this is when I would like to bring in my visual aid. So this same article has a chart that shows the ability of monolingual or bilingual students when it comes to selective attention. Now, I believe that this chart is really important because it helps us understand the benefits that can come to our mind by learning a second language. To continue, the ability to speak 2 languages creates opportunities for the brain of the individual to be strengthened, like was demonstrated in that chart. It is a challenge that these young students take on, but if it's learned from a young age, it may be the only thing that child knows. They may not understand that it is a difficulty that they wouldn't otherwise face unless they were in these programs. So, because it's the only thing they've ever known, it's not going to be causing them any harm, most likely. The norm of learning a second language and the potential difficulties associated with that second language may give this child a leg up in their future job searches. The third point I would like to discuss continues with this idea that in the world we live in today, there are many individuals that may only speak one language, and it may not be English, which is the primary language typically in Utah. And employers benefit from having a variety of languages in which their associates can communicate. Northern Illinois released an article saying that more than 7 out of 10 employers, which is about 70%, believe that communicating effectively in more than one language can enhance customer retention and satisfaction among customers or clients with specific language backgrounds. An individual's ability to converse with more people makes them more valuable to employers and in turn more desirable. Although learning a language is very difficult and potentially time-consuming by having to learn it in these dual immersion programs, the 3 points that I mentioned give us reason to believe that the pros may outweigh the cons. So, in conclusion, learning a second language at a young age gives children the confidence to do difficult things. It aids in their brain's development and creates positive opportunities for them in the future. Two-way immersion programs and the implementation of a language in a way that has lasting results needs to be taken seriously in the United States. Let us work together to promote the understanding of how language benefits us, and in doing so, create a smarter future generation.